Here we have a Stomvi Flex, and this mouthpiece is set up for the sleeves, which was a Bob Reeves system, and this one has all kinds of numbers on it, which makes it more interesting. The rim, you can see, says 42, which apparently is 42/64 of an inch. An interesting way of keeping track of numbers. Maybe not the simplest way. Stomvi USA Flex. Stomvi is actually a Spanish company, and it says S13D VS on the body of the mouthpiece. So the first thing I'm going to do is just measure the throat. We'll start there, and I've already found the gauge pin that fits, so I'm going to put that in. It's a nice tight fit, and that is a 140. So it's a very small throat. I think that's a 28. So 140 is a small throat, and we're going to measure the inside diameter. Now I'm measuring this. Oops, got to turn it on. I'm measuring this at 1/8 of an inch deep, so that we know what it fits into as 5 mm. That'd be a 617, somewhere in there. Now they say 42/64 of an inch. They're measuring way up here, which really probably is not the true diameter. Maybe it said so on their lathe, but regardless, depending on where you measure the diameter, you'll get different numbers. But that shelf inside there is actually 617. It is not 42/64, which is something like 657. This mouthpiece is kind of cool because you can take the rim off, and there are lots and lots of threads there. We finally got it off. And then you have the body, and then you have the sleeves. Now the sleeves are designed to change the mouthpiece gap, and there's normally a little O-ring on there, but they tend to break off. So this one must have broken off already. So I'm going to get up on the camera, show you a little more about this mouthpiece. I was looking up on the website to try to understand what all the numbers meant on this specific mouthpiece, and I have several sets of Reeves and Stomvi Flex mouthpieces, and a lot of the parts are compatible with each other. It says S13D. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that might be, a 13D might be the diameter and the depth. I'm not really sure. I haven't confirmed what that means. And the VS, I did not confirm that either. So if you know more about what these mean, these marks mean, please let me know, because spending time on the Stomvi Flex website, I didn't really find any answers. I found more questions than answers. And without calling them up and trying to figure it out, I just don't know what we're looking at here. But what I do know is we have a number 4 sleeve on it in the Flex system. And it's a relatively shallow cup. And the diameter is, in our system, closest to the 614, which will be around a 3C. So we have lots of cups and or rims, and then the bodies and the sleeves. So I'll film some more videos showing some other variations in the future. But understanding what this system really is designed to do, the idea is you can change the rim to the body, and the body would be a fixed cup depth and a fixed throat size. This one, like I said, is very small. And then the back bore also is a fixed piece of that, and that's the only part I did not measure. So let's check out the back bore. Back bore on this one is 334, and almost all of the back bores I have in this system are extremely small like that. So 330 to 310 are really the small range of back bores. I haven't really seen too many that are bigger, and I think that's because they need this sleeve to fit on there, so they can't really make a big back bore in this system. Regardless, it's a cool system because you can change the mouthpiece gap. So we'll put this in the horn, and then it goes in further or less. The downside to the system is that the way that they're achieving that is by changing this taper, and this does not fit in my receiver. Even though the receiver on this horn is standard, should fit most horns, it tends to be loose in there. So I haven't found that they normally will seat as well as they should. And maybe that's, maybe it's horn to horn that they're different. But the mouthpieces that I make pretty much fit tight in almost every receiver. So I'm not really sure why that's true. It's very difficult to measure tapers and find that variance. But we'll probably get to the bottom of it once we review a few more of these. So now let's play. My first interpretation is that it does feel very small inside, so I'm assuming this was made for someone that wants to use less airflow and possibly play more on the upper register. It's very bright, very brilliant. It doesn't have the warm overtones and the lower partials that I'm used to hearing, but that's okay because I'm guessing this is probably designed for high notes. So it does get up there. It's definitely not a setup that was designed for a player like me because I'd want a deeper cup and a bigger throat. With that said, I don't even know what my gap is, but right now I can tell it's huge. So I'd need a different flex sleeve on the back to change that. And I'm going to put this in another horn and just see what it does. So we'll put it in the Summit model. And yeah, it still doesn't fit as tight as maybe it should. Again, even on this different horn, it's extremely bright. It's missing the low and the mid partials. And part of that would be the throat. A lot of it could be the back bore, and if we could change those things right now, then I think we would probably have a much more resonant, full-bodied sound. So there you have just one variation of the Stomvi Flex mouthpiece. And like I said, they come in all shapes and sizes, so we will review other configurations. And one of the videos will probably set up everything I have and just mess around with it so you can see what is possible in this system.